So one of the questions I'm always asked by my American friends is that are Australians allowed to own firearms? The answer is yes, but we're extremely cucked on what we can and can't own. What do I mean by extremely cucked? Without going into detail, back in the 80s and in 1996, a few very undesirable people decided to do some nefarious acts that changed Australia's gun laws for the worst. Some might say the better, but I'm in opposition to that. What that means is some guns, easy to get, others, not so much. Our two most popular license category are A and B. Category A includes shotguns, sort of like the Stoker Coach gun, that aren't pump action, lever action, or semi-auto shotguns. You can own straight pull shotguns as they're technically manually operated, and there's no license restriction unless it's a detachable magazine. A category also includes rimfire rifles, aka 22 long rifle, 22 Winchester Magnum, all sorts, that aren't in a semi-auto configuration also. So it means bolt actions, lever actions, pump action rifles are okay if they're a 22 on ACAT, meaning this Ruger American, if it was in 22, would be okay on an A category license. Category B firearms, for example, include lever action shotguns with a capacity of no more than 5+1. Category B also includes centerfire rifles that aren't self-loading that have a capacity of no more than 10+1. For example, this Ruger American would also be suitable in calibers such as 223, 308, 3006, and even 204 Ruger. So what are the rifles that are hard to own? I can answer that. We have a very hard to get category of licensing called D category, which only a few people in this country possess, usually government workers, prison guards, or primary producers, being farm managers, or even professional pest control shooters. But on a state-by-state basis, the laws can differ depending on what state you're in. For example, here in New South Wales, here we have 3 rifles that would be considered DCAT, but only 2 of them will be available to purchase in New South Wales given the correct licensing. The DCAT laws are sort of similar to California's laws on military appearance, except they're a bit more aggressive. Which means that rifles that are of military appearance or still being used in the military one way or another, such as the M14 and its variants such as the Mark 39, the Mark 14, make it so that the M14 M1A configurations are very hard to get in New South Wales. Yes, and it flat out means that rifles like this Colt AR-15 are flat out illegal to own even if you have a DCAT license here in New South Wales. There are ways to try and get past the semi-auto ban, such as making pump-action versions of centerfire rifles of the appearance of AR-15s, such as the Type NX and the Wedgetail Industries MPR. However, the MPR is unavailable to purchase in New South Wales due to legislation, specifically regarding the fact that the politicians think it's too easy to convert it back to semi-auto, and the fact that they do not like the collapsing stock and the pistol grip. In short, our gun laws suck, and our politicians are cucks.